Woohoo! Let's Talk About the Music is starting.
What is Let's Talk About the Music, and why are you so excited about it?
It's a podcast with controversial talk and a global mix of music.
Oh, cool. How and where can I listen?
Just go to letstalkaboutthemusic.com and click follow to be sure to get all the info about the bands that are playing and see their music videos. Then click on Spreaker or iTunes to listen live and even chat with other listeners and the host herself.
What day and time is Let's Talk About the Music on?
Every Wednesday night from 8 p.m. to midnight Pacific Standard Time.
I think I'll tune in. Thanks for the info.
Hey everybody, episode 24. Get ready to go. Mackenzie-Dayle's in town. Woohoo! I'm Shells, and we are back on episode 24.
24.
And that right there was 87 Band Shopping Mall, and you, my dear Spider,
Yay.
picked that one out for our music's video pick. Why?
Well, I wanted something a little bit different from the week before. Of course, the week before we had 9 Lives from Belfast, and it was a good song and a decent video, but the video was really kind of like really serious. It was really on the controversial side as far as how some of the imagery and stuff. So I wanted to look for something a little lighter, and And this track, Shopping Mall, it was bouncy, it was fun, it was just a little on the side of silly, and it was good. And it just had some day-to-day imagery from riding the trains out in San Francisco. So, change of pace, a little bit of lightness, trying to jazz things up for everybody.
Yeah, kind of. To me, if you think about it, if you ever hear, I'm pretty sure you heard of Oingo Boingo.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of sound like Oingo Boingo. That's just me, though.
Kind of, yeah. They do have that kind of vibe.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so we have somewhat a very, very interesting and jam-packed night. Here what's going to happen is that we got Mackenzie Dayle in our green room. Well, not really green room, but we're going to call that anyway.
Virtual reality green room.
Exactly.
It's top class. It's got all the best digital something. I don't know.
Something like that anyway. And then after she decides to go, we're not going to kick her. She can stay as long as she wants to. We don't care. We are going to switch gears and talk about christinagrimmie. And then towards the end of the show, we'll talk really briefly about the Orlando incident. We're going to call it incident because Spider and I, it's kind of a touchy subject, but we need to talk about it because it's in a dance club, so it's music related. That's the only reason why we're bringing it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's just it's really fresh in everybody's minds, so we don't want to get too into it. I'm not the kind of person that likes to get into a whole bunch of media coverage for big tragedy things. It's not something that I'm into, and so we're just going to kind of chat about it a little bit because it does make an impact.
Yes,
but
it
we're
does.
not going to dwell on it too much.
Yes. Before we get started, I want to wish happy birthday to Kevin from Radio Drive. He is a year younger, and I'll be playing his song Humanity towards the end of the show because I do believe that's a perfect fit for this what's going on right now. So let's get Christina. Sorry, wrong person. Let's get Mackenzie Dayle out of the green room, and welcome back, Mackenzie Dayle.
Come on down.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, there you are. So welcome back. So,
nice to be here.
You're not just the second woman to be on the air with us, but you're also the first return guest.
Ooh, look at that.
Yeah, listen, look at that.
I feel good.
Yeah. Isn't that something else, right?
I know.
So how did it feel to be back? But this whole thing is, you're not here for a half hour, you're here for 2 hours.
I know. It's going to be fun. Lots more talking.
Yes, right.
Definitely.
Yes, right. Okay, so last week we had Susan Quella on the air. So if you guys go back to episode 23 and listen to Susan Quella, we talked about being a woman in the music industry. And so we want to continue that topic with you, but you are a young woman in the music industry. So how do you feel? Is it easier for you? Do you see something different that the guys are doing? Or is it, how does that work for you?
Well, it's kind of a different audience that you deal with, especially with pop music specifically, as a female. It's a lot of a different audience and a different reaction you get from that audience in regards to women versus men. I find personally, just from my personal experience, that a lot of guys have it generally easier in the long run, especially with the young audience members, because girls want to be with them and guys want to be them. And it's kind of a different factor with girls. Guys don't generally listen to like the kind of music that I do as much as girls do. So you don't get the guys that want to be with you as prevalent as the girls that want to be with the pop star guys. So we get a little less of that, and so you have to kind of rely on being a role model. You have to rely on exciting the female fans which you have to run the balance between being good and making them want to like idolize you in a way, and not be too over the top, because that can come off as pompous, I guess. So it's kind of a different thing. There's a harder line to walk with females to try to get fellow females to like you, as opposed to usually being a cute guy in the pop industry. You can kind of swoop most girls that are interested in hearing your music. It's a lot easier from what I've seen, at least.
And with pop music, not to interrupt you too much, but with pop music, it seems like almost that we're kind of saturated with a lot of similar sounding artists, and especially there's a lot of big female artists that have a certain vocal quality that this is what we want in the industry. This is what we're looking for in our next female pop star, but it's the same kind of vocal tone. So it seems like it would be difficult to stand out in that big of a crowd when the higher ups want you all to have the same kind of basic tone.
It is definitely tough, and what I struggled with for a long while is that it wasn't like really, really good voices and stuff weren't getting as popular as ones that just happened to have good songs that people liked. And a lot of really talented singers were being kind of passed over because it wasn't interesting. But the cool part is, with the new TV shows that are out, like X Factor, The Voice, like within these past few years, all of a sudden the really trained, the really talented voices are becoming popular, which is really exciting. So it makes it a little easier for the female market, because now the people who have immense talent can come and shine, and people actually want to hear them. So it's been a very exciting past few years for that reason.
Yeah, I've actually found myself more likely to listen to female-fronted pop music in the last few years than any other point in my life. And if you knew my musical background, you'd be probably really surprised. I mean, I'm a guy who used to play death metal and things like that on a regular basis. And I'm enjoying some female-fronted pop music now because it's well done and it stands out. It's unique. And it's delivering something that might have been passed over in the past, or just might not have been as well presented before.
Exactly.
And I'd also notice in the late 80s, early 90s, they were really pushing a lot of boy pop bands out there, and the women bands were not even being approached. I mean, you had New Kids on the Block, you had 88 Keys, does that call them?
Yeah.
NSYNC and Backstreet Boys and all those, but when they brought out women bands like Spice Girls, they were not even getting recognized. They were being made fun of. They were being picked on. Of course, they kind of like did it to themselves with their names. But the point is that they were trying to make a name for themselves, and they were being criticized. But the boy bands, they were being like idolized, and oh my God, crazy. Trust me, I was one of those fans.
Yeah, like it's a big difference. Like I've recently been on tour, going to schools for an anti-bullying tour, and it's a different environment, because the idea of these tours is not a gaining fans type of thing. It's more to spread a message and try to get that message across through music. But at the end, we get greeted by the kids, and they want to come say hi to us. They want to talk to us. And it's really amusing to watch, because I traveled with a guy singer. And when we stand there, I watch like pretty much 80% of the females and males swamp towards him. And then I get about the other 20% coming up to me, and those people that came up to me are the ones that watch X Factor. They're the ones that are very much into like Beyonce, things like that. So they liked me, but all the other girls and all the other guys love the guy. So it's and you can't get offended by it. It's just the way of the world. And eventually they came over to me and liked me as well. But it's as